Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Two Hands in a Radio, where we look at inexpensive shortwave radios. I used to say we looked at shortwave radios under $20, and we've kind of looked at all those. Very, very few and far between now, and so we'll just say it's inexpensive radios. Today we got a dandy. A lot of neat stuff today. Very first thing, I had a viewer suggest, why don't you get a Lazy Susan to rotate your radios? And I thought, well, I'd like to have an energetic Susan, but I guess a Lazy Susan would be all right. Anyway, we're going to try this out. He or she, whoever it was, suggested for like larger radios. It sounded like a good idea to me. Thought we'd try it out on a smaller radio and just kind of give that the maiden voyage. Today we're going to look at a really interesting one. I'd never heard of this one before. Jager is the brand name. PL-440. Jager is German. You can tell it's German because it's got the little umlaut over the A. It is German for the English word for Jaeger is hunter. I thought that was kind of interesting since we're looking at radio and hunting outstations. I just thought it was kind of a unique brand name. This goes back all the way to 1995. Passport for World Band Radio has this listed at 2.5 stars out of 5, so it's kind of mediocre. It listed for $79.95 back then, and their final review of this, they always have a review of the radio, and then they give kind of a conclusion. A lot of times I skip to the conclusion just to see what they say, and they said that there are a lot better radios out here. However, for a radio under $100, this was a pretty good deal. And kind of a cool radio I've been playing with. It is 6 3/4 inches long, 4 inches tall, 1.5 inches thick, 19-inch antenna. I got it for $20 even on eBay. It was $5.85 shipping. So I'll let everybody put the math together on that one. Just trying to see if there's anything. I'll put my notes up now. We're flying without a script. Watch out. This could get dangerous. Very, very neat little radio, I think. And you can see we're out here a little earlier today, which is nice. It's a beautiful day out here. It's got a 2.5-inch speaker. It's got an interesting display. And there's so little information about this, and I thought the Passport to World Band Radio might have mentioned it. You have a digital frequency counter, but then down below it you have the bands, FM, shortwave, AM, and longwave, and it gives the frequency range of each band. The one we're most interested in will be shortwave, 5.95 to 15.6. Not a very wide swath of shortwave. What I had hoped is there would be a needle here or a digital LED light maybe. In 1995 they were big on those little red lights, red LEDs, and as your digital frequency counter would change, I would hope that would give you a visual of where you're at, no, it's just the way I interpret it. It just shows you the band ranges. None of the examples that I've seen since I got this, I've been trying to do a little homework on it. None of the examples show that. It's not listed anywhere, so that must be what it is. It's a unique little display. We have a whopping 20 presets. We have five memories per band. Not a lot, but you know, if you never use the memories like me, it doesn't matter. It could be 20 or 20,000, it doesn't matter. On-off button, you can't get confused there. Color-coded, I think that's kind of cool. It's got a alarm section. Of course, it's got a clock on it. Also has an alarm sleep function. You can set it from 30 to 90 minutes and it'll go off. When the alarm goes off, you can hit the snooze button. Kind of cool. Light, you won't be able to see that out here. Display, it has I think it has a dual clock. That may be, well, that's just for the alarm, that you can hit display and see what time your alarm is going to go off. Doesn't have a tuning dial. The only thing it has are the up and down arrows here. Not the greatest thing on earth to have, because I do like a tuning dial, but it's okay. You know, you make do with what you got, and when they hand you a bag of lemons, you know, you make lemonade and make sure to add a splash of vodka, and it'll all be okay. Over on the right hand side, very minimalistic. Is that a word? Just a band selector switch, long wave AM, short wave FM, and of course our patented fantastic wrist strap. Several comments have said that I ruin the value of the radio when I take the wrist strap off. I don't take the wrist straps off of the really collectible radios. Like you can see, this is still on there, and I won't take it off that. If it's a radio that I'm going to keep and use every day, yeah, I'll take it off, and I'll take my chances. I had another person ask, why do you hate wrist straps so much? They always get in the way. I don't know if you can see it or not, but if I'm going to change the band on this one, I get into a physical altercation with the wrist strap. I hate that. And why would you want to strap this to your wrist? And I said early on, and I stopped saying it, and just to bore everybody even longer and babble on longer, I'll say it again. If you have to strap one on, you're doing it wrong. Take it where you want. The back side, 4 AA batteries. One sets in one way and 3 set on top the other direction. Has a massive kickstand, and that's designed that you can set it down like this so it doesn't tip over. I kind of like this turntable thing. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think it might come in handy. Got a nice little world map there with all the times. Shows you, you know, like New York is -5 hours to wherever it is and all that magical stuff. Anyway, let's see what else. On the final left-hand side, we have a volume wheel. We have tone control. We can go high and low. Looks like a weird ear there for a headphone jack, DC adapter. And we're back to the front end, and we're about ready to fire this thing up. Let's go ahead and get our antenna up, and that way we don't have to deal with it. It does rotate around, but it doesn't make that straight up and down that I like anyway. And that's okay. You know, you just, with these old antiquities, you take what you're given, you know, and it's okay. I'm not going to judge, that's for sure. Well, let's just fire it up and see where we're at. Where did we go here? We started out. Oh, there's FM. Long wave. I don't think there's anything on long wave. And I've had people, commenters, that you can get the weather band on it. I don't think you can because the weather goes into like 0.525 or something obscure like that. It's just not a dead on 162. 162 is nothing in weather band life, or at least I can't get it here. Here is 162.525, so it's in between these two, and it just doesn't work. But I thought we would look at it quickly. You might get into, I don't know what you might get into, some non-directional beacons maybe, or something like that. I never hear anything, and I basically skip over it, but anyway. If we were in other countries, yeah, they still use it. So let's go to AM. Man, that's AM. Let's just thumb around here. Of course, it's morning time. We're not going to get as much as normal. A lot of music today. Okay, and then it starts all back over again. There's very, very slight mute on tuning. It's not horrible. I wanted to see, does it even? Yeah, see, there we go.
Every last dime out of that drop of gasoline. Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. Have a great one. Thanks so much. Yeah.
The turntable makes it nice because you can rotate that ferrite bar in there and pick up a station. That was Cincinnati. And, you know, we can...
PL-840 WHAS.
There's Louisville. So it's not bad during the daytime. I tried it out at night, and at first I was really impressed. I thought I was impressed, and then from that point on, I wasn't really impressed with it at night even. It was, it's okay. It's just it's not a powerhouse by any means, but how old are we dealing with? We're dealing with 95, 2005, 2015, 23 years ago or so. So, yeah, it's probably not designed to last over 5 years to begin with. So I think we're doing pretty good. Let's go to shortwave. This is where I think it gets a little more interesting. Or let's do FM first. The audio on this is what gets my attention. It's spectacular. Very, very neat audio. Make sure we're all in focus here. And you can hit the search, you can hold the scan button, there are the tuning buttons. Gosh, it's too early in the morning. You can hold that down and it will scan to the next available station. Or you can hold it down continuously and it just roars right through to wherever you want to go. So if you've got to make a fast trip to 98.1.
Plus commission, health and life insurance benefits, and 401k. Contact station manager Bob Morrison by email at bob.
Okay, so, yeah, I guess, okay. I mean, it's not bad. Let's go to shortwave. That's what I'm interested in. Shortwave, what I would do with this is, I mean, you can, it goes half kilohertz increments, which makes it nice. That does away with a lot of that mute on tuning. What we get into a lot of times is it, 11.89, 11.90, and in between there is a big dead space. And this does away with part of that. So let's just do a scan. Let it do some of the work for us. Otherwise, we'll be here for 2 hours.
Cuando la sociedad está polarizada, la decisión.
Of course, it's not continuous. It
algún actor de la oposición.
skips.
Sobre todo nos referíamos a uno.
All it does in the international shortwave bands, it doesn't, it's not continuous. Well, that's kind of cool. Very cool. I love this. I guess the politically correct term would be music from other cultures. I love listening to that. Like this, I'm going to guess it sounds very African. I don't know. But I love listening to that. It's relaxing to me. Of course, we started at a good point in all this. We started at about 11 megahertz or so. And anything above 10 megahertz is going to be okay during the daytime. And below 10 megahertz, you get better reception at night. But it doesn't have a very big range, 5.95 to 15.6. Skips a lot of the good stuff. But then it starts over, so you can just let it do its thing again. And we'll run it back up to 11 or so where we were at, and it pulled in a few stations. And not a bad little radio. I've seen one other example of this which just beat all to death, and this thing is just very, very nice condition. There we go. We're back to where we started, I think. Somewhere right in there. Very, very neat condition. Cool. And then even in the dark, you can see the different colored button they hit for the power. Very cool radio. I was going to do a nighttime video of this also on medium wave. It just did not do near as good as I initially thought. I thought maybe I had something, and it's not worth taking up the time, really. It's just average, and there's a lot better radios out there. But from an interesting, I've never heard of one of these standpoints, this is kind of cool radio. And Jager, it's very cool. I don't know anything about the company. I give you all the information I got. And anyway, but it's a cool radio. If you're ever in the mood to collect one, this would be kind of a collectible, I think. It probably will never increase in value, but what the heck? It's fun. I know we get into the Degens and the Texans and even Grundig sometimes, and they're all starting to look alike. Like they just take the case and rebrand it and say, well, here's our radio. And what I like about this is looks different than anything I've ever seen. But they used to do that in 1995 or so. So anyway, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, humor me and give it a thumbs up anyway. If you like the channel and would like to support the channel, there's two ways you can do it. Down in the description box, there is a link where you can donate through PayPal. All the money collected there goes to buy radios like this and just bring content to the channel. and any donation is very much appreciated. Whether it's $1, $2, $5, 20, whatever it is very, very appreciated. Then there's also an Amazon wish list where you can send a gift. If PayPal's not your thing, you can send a gift through Amazon. There you'll find just what I try to do is assemble a variety of prices from $5 all the way up to wherever you want to take it. And it's just either things to help the production part of the channel or radios or something. It's all pretty well related to the channel somehow. And so you can always do that. And anyway, but I do want to thank everybody that subscribed. My land, the numbers keep going up and up, and thank you so much. I don't understand. I'd probably subscribe to my own channel though, so I guess I can't really say I don't understand what the appeal is. I guess I like my own channel. But it's to continue with that thought. I don't know what the appeal is. We're just sitting around lawn chairs talking about radios. There's no professional value to this. There is no theatrics, no pyrotechnics. There ain't much, but people seem to like it, and I really, really appreciate each and every one of you. And if you're new, welcome to our little group, which is not so little anymore. And yeah, thank you very much. I hope you get out and enjoy this beautiful day, and we'll see you at the next review.